Man, this backdrop is really, I be trying to work on the backdrop, y'all. Y'all gotta bear with me. I gotta move this over. We can't do a show like this. Backdrops looking all, I gotta make sure I get this in the shot. You know, look, I just did this the other day, right? Hey, this is how I'm gonna have to start the show off. To let you know that we're live and live in color. Unscripted, unfiltered. Let me adjust this backdrop real quick. I'll be right back. We gotta do it right. We can't do a live show and the backdrop is messed up. There we go. Do it right. Come on. Let's see what we got there. All right, much better. Let's start the show. We live, man. I forgot my water. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Grab a plate. Have a seat. I have some food for thought that I want to serve you. I got some food for you. Come on in. Grab a plate. Have a seat. I'm going to go get my water. I'll be back in like 10 seconds. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Listen. Don't leave the door cracked, because then you're going to start letting the heat out. The air fryer is warming up. Come on in. Give me 10 seconds. I'll be right back. You can't do a show without water. How can you do a live show with no water? Can't do a show without some water. There we go. Cannot do a show without water. You know? There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, welcome to another edition, another episode of Roll the Tape Podcast with Manager Marty. I'm your host, Manager Marty. I welcome you. If you are a member of the channel, if you are a member of the Roll the Tape film crew family, you know I always welcome you. Appreciate you viewing. If this is your first time viewing the channel or being a part of our live broadcast, I appreciate you also joining us. You're welcome. Come on in. Click on the subscribe button. Feel free to join. There's a button right there at your disposal and at your leisure. All you got to do is click the join button to join the Roll the Tape film crew family. You know, live content coming your way. And also, what I'm going to start doing for all the members of the channel, I'm talking about the supervisors of the Roll the Tape film crew, I'm going to start doing lives. Well, I'm going to always do a live for the general public, but I'm going to start doing special, exclusive live broadcasting for all of the members of the channel. All right? So that's going to be one of the added perks. There's so many different perks that we offer here on the channel, and that's going to be one of the perks that I'm, instituting for all of the members of the channel real soon, probably soon as next week. So come on in, start joining, become a member, subscribe to the channel. While you're here, can we please let the likes be congruent with the viewership? Anybody can do that. All of you all can participate and just clicking on the like button. And the reason why I talk about the like button being clicked, let me tell you why I do that, is because the education and the entertainment value that we produce here on this channel will reverberate all across the world, including the YouTube boxing community. Because here's the thing, and I have to say this, I am the most accurate and the most credible business representation of the sport on YouTube. So there are people that do not know anything about the sport of boxing, and there's most people don't understand or even know the business of the sport of boxing. And this is where I come in to provide education and entertainment to fill in the gap. And so when you click on the like button, somebody else who hasn't learned yet or who doesn't know anything about the business or the sport of boxing can do so when YouTube basically push out the content by continuously allowing us to be a part of the algorithm. All right. And if you're watching the replay of this live, I equally welcome you as well. Come on in. Come on in. We got some boxing to talk about. I'm going to break down the business of boxing, of course, give you some entertainment like I always do. And you know what we do. We roll the tape around here. So I welcome you. If you're viewing the replay of this live, feel free at any time that you do want to support the channel. I encourage you at any time during this live broadcast to send a super chat, super sticker. Y'all know how we do YouTube. Y'all know. If you want a Cash App to support the channel, greatly appreciate it. $ Manager Marty. That's $ MANAGER MARTY. Before I start the show, I do want to say that I have a few people that I'm close to, some friends of mine, some supporters of this very channel who live and reside in the state of Florida. Over 1.8 million people, as we're talking right now, could be more, but as of right now, over 1.8 million residents of the state of Florida is currently and have been affected by hurricane. What's the name of the hurricane? They keep changing different names of these different hurricanes. I just forgot the name. Milton, Hurricane Milton, who has been and it is still being affected by Hurricane Milton. And so friends of mine that I'm close to that support this channel, friends of the channel that I was able to reach out to, that I know personally, I reached out to them for the last couple of days, including as late as last night, to send my regards and to let them know that they're my thoughts, they're my prayers. And I want to do that live for everybody else that support the channel that I do not know personally, but who view this channel, whether you agree with me or not, whether you like me or not, that's not important. But just know that Manager Marty here and all of us, the Roll the Tape film crew, we send our prayers, our regards, our thoughts to everyone in the state of Florida that support this channel and have viewed this channel at any point of time. And even if they're watching right now that's affected by Hurricane Milton, you're definitely in my thoughts and prayers. And those of you that are friends of mine who probably is able to watch, you know that if there's anything that I can do to be of any assistance, anything, doesn't matter, you know, pick up the phone, call me, my email address. I'm very accessible, very accessible. One of the rarest content creators who are accessible to the public, especially those that support the channel. The email is public. Phone number is definitely not public, but the email is public. Feel free to reach out if there's anything that we can do here, myself personally included, and just on the channel. We are here, and we have resources that we could help all of those that support us here on this channel. And so I wanted to use this small little time at the beginning of this broadcast to send my regards and let everybody know from the state of Florida that you are definitely in my thoughts and my prayers. Now that we got that out the way, earlier today, some people did watch me earlier, right? Now, usually I don't do lives early in the day, but I was just compelled to do a live today. And you never know, once or twice a week, you might catch me at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, jumping on a live for about 45 minutes, and then still coming back in the same day, like 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like you hear right now, doing a different live for a different topic, or even the next day. Just know that I'm going to be more active on YouTube. You know, I took a little hiatus, but I'm back now. So earlier today, I was doing a live and the phone cut off. I was sitting in the car. I was sitting in my vehicle, And the way I had the phone position, I didn't realize I had the air on, of course, but I didn't realize that the sun was beaming right down. So my phone started overheating, and it just went to a blank screen telling me that the phone's temperature is too hot. So right in the middle of the broadcast, that's what happened. If any of you are watching live and live in color or the replay of the live right now and didn't know what happened earlier, so it took me some time to cool off the phone and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, we're going to pick up where I left off at and started over. Basically, I was trying to give my perspective on Crawford, Sebastian, and Errol Spence, which I'm going to do now. And basically, look, and then I'm also going to give my breakdown, my analysis of the Beterbiev versus Bivol undisputed light heavyweight championship showdown tomorrow, live and live in color on the Zone. Crawford versus Sebastian Fundora versus Errol Spence. You know, Sebastian Fundora right now, he's in the middle between both men as far as name recognition is concerned. Yes, he is obviously at this point a world champion. Again, definitely a now more widely recognized world champion. And I think it's like a game of monkey in the middle. Y'all know the game Monkey in the Middle, right? When we were kids, there was a game called Monkey in the Middle. One person staying on one end, the other person staying on the other end. If you're not from America, because we have people that watch us all across the world. Here in America, in the States, there's a game called Monkey in the Middle. One person is on one end, another person is on the other end. And basically there's a group of people all the way down until they get eliminated, till there's one person left, where they're in the middle, in between the two people that's on the end. And the two people on the end basically have a ball, and they're throwing the ball to the group or the person who didn't get eliminated. It's in the middle of the group. And they're throwing the ball so that they can hit a softball, not a hard baseball. Like a softball, soft volleyball, softball. I mean, they don't throw it softly. They can. But the point I'm making is, if someone comes in contact with a ball, they're out. They're eliminated. And so that's where Sebastian Fundora is, in my opinion, in my observation. Him being the guy who don't have more fame and name recognition or notoriety compared to an Errol Spence or a Terence Crawford. But he has the titles. And he can fight. And I also believe this, and I know some people want to disagree with this, and that's, you know, me. I don't care about whether people agree with me or disagree with me, because we all should have our own perspective. But I believe that if Brian Mendoza, and I have to bring him up, if Brian Mendoza wasn't on the snack program, he would not have knocked out Sebastian Fundora cold, put him to sleep for a few seconds. Sebastian Fundora eventually got up, of course. But he knocked Sebastian Fundora clean out, cold. And the only reason I say that now I done showed you pictures months and months ago. Don't make me roll the tape, because I will do that. But when you look at a couple of fights before Brian Mendoza hooked up with Victor Conti in the snack program, his physique didn't look like that. I showed you all. Hey, Creo, he's watching. You remember, right, Creo? Remember, Creo, when I showed pictures of the before and after? Steve Maga, you was here. You remember? Yeah, I showed what Brian Mendoza looked like, physique-wise, before he got with the snack program and Victor Conti, before he fought Fundora, and then afterwards. That's all. Hey, listen, that's all I'm saying. We know that the snack program is a program that enhances the performance of professional athletes. We know this already. That's no secret. I mean, look, you don't have to take my word for it. Devin Haney even said it himself in the Netflix documentary called Hall of Shame that came out last August of 2023. Y'all remember that? Hey, I'm just calling it the way they saying it. So my point in saying all of that is Sebastian Fundora can fight. Yeah, his chin, a little suspect. Just a little bit. You seen when he fought Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu hit him with a couple of good shots. And in the first 2 or 3 rounds before Tim Tszyu got cut, Fundora was in trouble. But he came back and he made adjustments in the fight and he came out victorious. And of course, now he is a world champion at 154 pounds. Erickson Lubin knocked him down, but we know what happened to Erickson Lubin after Sebastian Fundora got up and before he got knocked down before his fight with Tim Tszyu. All right? So Sebastian Fundora can really fight. I mean, they call him the what? The Towering Inferno? No, Towering Inferno. Because he's so, Towering Inferno. Because he's so tall. What is he, like 6'5"? He like 6'5" or 6'6", right? I think his reach is about 80-something. Very long arms. Very good jab. He can work on a couple of technical flaws that he has, including his footwork or the lack thereof. But you wouldn't expect somebody like him with his physique and his frame to have that much power. And you would not expect his orthodox style of him being more stronger and him having the capacity with his reach to fight as well as he do on the inside. But I always like Sebastian Fundora. And he has great representation. Now, I know some people may think that he's directly signed to Al Heyman and PBC, but I'm the one that told you all before. You didn't find that nowhere else. And that's why I'm glad y'all here. But I told y'all before who his promoter is, right? Samson Lukowitz, all right? And Samson Lukowitz does a lot of great business with PBC, which is why most of his fighters gain the exposure and recognition that they do on PBC's cards with Tom Brown. But needless to say, Sebastian Fundora is in a privileged position. And so he's the man in the middle. If we were playing the game monkey in the middle. And people kept saying that Terence Crawford was going to fight Sebastian Fundora. And it's funny to me because some of those same people, right, that said that Terence Crawford was going to fight Sebastian Fundora. I'm talking about content creators or people that represent the media, different media outlets, different online journalists and writers kept saying, oh, Sebastian Fundora versus Terence Crawford. And I'm like, I could have told y'all that that fight wasn't going to happen because of the timing of it all. You got to understand the business of boxing and understand what I'm talking about. And most of you do not, which is great because now it gives me the opportunity to use it as a teachable moment. It's all about timing. This is why Terence Crawford fought Madrimov. Now, let's take that fight with Madrimov and rewind the tape and roll the tape back on some of the reports that we heard regarding Terence Crawford and his next fight after he fought Errol Spence. First and foremost, we were expecting, obviously, the rematch between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Y'all remember that? And then Errol Spence had to get surgery on his eye. Then people kept saying, oh, well, Terence Crawford's going to fight Canelo Alvarez. I told y'all before that fight wasn't going to happen. Y'all remember that? Okay, then we kept hearing, well, Terence Crawford is now in negotiations with Tim Tszyu. I told y'all that fight was not going to happen. Y'all remember that? And then Tim Tszyu wound up fighting Sebastian Fundora. Y'all remember that, right? Then people kept saying, well, you know what? Terence Crawford now is going to fight Sebastian Fundora. And then I told you all that that fight wasn't going to happen either. Y'all remember that? And then we started to hear that Errol Spence was going to make his return to fight Sebastian Fundora. And we've been hearing that for some time. In fact, if you go back and look at the reports, you can't find one report from PBC, Tom Brown, anyone who represents Amazon Prime, the network that distributes the content for PBC, nor Kelly Swanson. The public relations expert. Some of y'all don't even know who she is, but PBC have hired her on hundreds of their events and public relations services that she renders, right? So we didn't hear her or her company or anybody that represent her company come out and give a public statement saying that Sebastian Fundora is going to fight Terence Crawford. Not saying that nobody was having a conversation about it. You haven't heard Samson Lukowitz say that fight was inked in stone. So my point in saying all of that, good to see you all things. My point in saying all of that is everybody don't know what they're talking about. And that's okay. So you know what people do? They use blanket statements like sources say, because they're going by hearsay. And Creole the Traveler will tell you this: we don't go by hearsay on this channel. Facts and evidence. And so those same people that were talking about Crawford fighting Sebastian Fundora were some of the same people talking about Crawford was going to fight Canelo. Which one is it? And now we're hearing reports again that Spence and Sebastian Fundora, they're going to fight at the beginning of 2025 in Texas, which, talk about timing in the business of boxing now, right? Is a more lucrative fight for Sebastian Fundora than a fight between Sebastian Fundora and Terence Crawford. I mean, just the location and the venue alone should tell you that. Because we know that Sebastian Fundora has a fan base based on his heritage, based on his nationality, right? Right? Okay? And on the West Coast, the Mexican nationality and fan base, they do a great job supporting their fighters. You know what I mean? So having a fight in Texas, which is the hometown of Errol Spence, particularly at AT&T Stadium at the beginning of 2025, that's good business. It's about the timing. Now, watch this. When you look at the business of entertainment, and we're going to condense it down to boxing, and I told y'all this a few interviews ago on YSM Sports Media in an interview that he conducted with me, Jamil. It's all about the scheduling. When we talk about timing and having, let's say, a boxing event at a particular venue, at a particular location, all of that's incorporated in the decision-making process. I'll give you an example. Terence Crawford versus Sebastian Fundora doesn't sell bigger than the Sebastian Fundora-Errol Spence fight. Now, let's take venue as an example. Let's take timing as an example. Let's take location of that venue as an example. AT&T Stadium is the home of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm trying to teach somebody about the business. Stay with me. And guess what? The football season, NFL, professional football season, and the scheduling is not going to be affected. In other words, is the promotion won't have to compete with another live sporting event on a Saturday in January or February. Why? Because the Super Bowl is not going to happen at AT&T Stadium this season, right? Okay, then. Errol Spence hometown in Texas. How many times have he fought at AT&T Stadium and did tremendous numbers? Multiple times, right? Sebastian Fundora has Mexican fan base. Mexican border is near Texas, isn't it? The Mexican fan base that support the sport of boxing, they support their own, as they should. They support all boxers in general, but I'm talking about the fact that they don't care if their Mexican champion or challenger or contender has 3 wins and 20 losses. The Mexican fan base in boxing always support their own. And you know, when you place, you meaning promoter, you meaning manager, put yourself in a promoter's seat, put yourself in my seat, management, you know, when you match up a Mexican fighter and a black or African American fighter, you know it's going to sell big tickets. You know what? You don't have to take my word for it. Go ask Floyd Mayweather. You don't have to take my word for it. Go ask Adrian Broner. You don't have to take my word for it. Go ask Gervonta Tank Davis. You don't have to take my word for it. Go ask Devin Haney. Why am I mentioning these fighters? Because they all share something in common. You don't have to take my word for it. Go ask Terence Crawford. In other words, where I'm getting at with this is those fighters that I just named don't have an extensive resume of fighting black or African American fighters making their biggest paydays. You ain't going to find that information nowhere else. That's why I'm glad y'all here tonight. Double salute to my guy, Boss Hog Boxing. What's going on, big dog? I ain't been around for a while, but I'm back now, Boss Hog, and I appreciate you holding it down on your channel. And guess what, y'all? When y'all done, don't do it now because I don't want you to miss anything. When you done watching me, go subscribe to my man, Boss Hog Boxing, man. Yeah, go support him. He's a family member of the channel. Y'all go support him. But that's all I'm saying. The fight will sell bigger between Sebastian Fundora and Errol Spence than it would Terence Crawford and Sebastian Fundora. Hello. That's all I'm saying. It's not a knock on Terence Crawford. Because somebody, Boss Hog know this, you know, a Terence Crawford fan gonna come out, might do it in a live chat tonight. They might wait and watch the replay of this live and be in my comments section, or heck, they might even email me. Or heck, they go a step further than that. They'll go on another content creator's channel and start dissing me. Or the content creator themselves will start dissing me because I'm saying something about the gatekeeper, their favorite fighter, Terence Crawford. This is not a knock on Terence Crawford. We know what Terence Crawford can and can't do as far as selling. What I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that Sebastian Fundora is in the middle right now between fighting a Crawford and Errol Spence. It is a no-brainer for him to say, okay, if I have a choice, I'm going to fight Errol Spence to make more money and gain the exposure with my fan base, being able to connect with me, support, and watch me compete in a tough, competitive fight and make some good money for it, opposed to fighting a Terence Crawford, whose fan base is fickle. And most of Terence Crawford fans don't even support Terence Crawford. And that's actually unfortunate when I think about it. I'm just saying that's unfortunate. That's why his numbers are low. It's not because Terence Crawford is a bad fighter or he can't fight. We know that Terence Crawford is a special fighter. He's a great fighter. But we also understand in the business of boxing that it's not just about how talented you are inside the ring. It's about what you can do in the seats. And if your skill set inside the ring can't translate to the money and filling up the stadiums and the arenas and the venues, and or improving the market value for a network to place you on their platform, then you're not marketable. And that's how business go in entertainment, and it doesn't exclude the business of boxing. I mean, look, somebody just said in the chat, Mike Tyson's fighting Jake Paul. It's business. It's never personal. So when people say I'm hating on Terence Crawford, it's not personal. I'm just breaking down the business. So anybody in Sebastian Fundora's position, being in the middle, should choose Errol Spence fight. And look, it's not even just Sebastian Fundora. He has good representation. And his promoter, Samson Lukowitz, who has put him in a great position all the way up until this point. So double salute to Sam Lukowitz, the promoter of Sebastian Fundora. Salute to him. But that's why I always tell y'all that good representation in this business is priceless. Don't I always tell y'all that? That's my quote. Good representation in this business is priceless. You know, there's an old adage where people always say, you're only as good as your last fight. I'm sure all of you have heard that time and time again. You're only as good as your last fight. Y'all have heard that before, right? But I told y'all months ago that on this channel, I'm starting a new trend. I want every boxing fan, every person that represents the community of boxing, to please get that out of your vocabulary. Don't even include that in your thought process anymore, because the statement is untrue. You're not as good as your last fight. A fighter can knock out somebody in their last fight and get knocked out in their next fight. Styles make fights, and we know that. The new adage that should be adopted, and I'm going to start the trend. I've already started it, but I'm going to continue to harp on it. You're only as good as the team around you in boxing. That's basically what it boils down to. Okay? So Sebastian Fundora has great representation, and so does Errol Spence. And at this point, so does Terence Crawford. But as far as money, business, good business, Sebastian Fundora should choose to fight Errol Spence before Terence Crawford. Now, what I do suggest, speaking of Terence Crawford, is that all three of these guys, and of course their representation will be the ones to make the final determination on this, but all three of these guys, with their resumes, with their backgrounds, with their experiences as being world champions in this sport, why not make this a three-way round robin, a three-way tournament? You ain't gonna find that nowhere else either. Now, probably after this live go off and the live I did earlier that got cut off, you know, you might hear people start repeating that. Make it a tournament like this. Let's say Sebastian Fundora loses to Errol Spence. Then now Errol Spence becomes a world champion at 154, something that he always wanted to do, right? Guess what that does? It sets up a unification bout between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford in the rematch, something that we were supposed to see anyway, right? Bam. For all the belts. Let's say Terence Crawford waits in the wings. And let's say Sebastian Fundora beats Errol Spence. He keeps his belt. And guess what? He fights Terence Crawford for all the belts, for all the marbles, winner take all, undisputed at 154. Something that Terence Crawford said he wants to do as well. So basically, it don't make a difference who wins between Sebastian Fundora and Errol Spence. They can fight Terence Crawford next. Reports have already been saying that Sebastian Fundora was going to fight Terence Crawford anyway, right? Whether it be true or not, bottom line is people had it in their psyche already that it's a possibility that that fight could have happened. And of course, the fight wasn't going to happen anyway because of timing and because of money. So it's like people was already thinking about them fighting anyway. So fans are more likely to invest in it after being exposed to hearing about it. Either way you slice it, it's a unification bout irregardless. So Sebastian Fundora beat Spence, he keep the belt, fight Crawford. Errol Spence beat Sebastian Fundora, he gains a new title at 154, and then he fight Crawford in the rematch at 154 for all the belts. All three of these guys can win. Sebastian Fundora can win because if he beats Spence, not only does he beat Errol Spence, but also he's going to make some big money because that's really what this thing is all about, right? Okay. Let's say Errol Spence beats Sebastian Fundora. Well, not only does he become a champion, but he's been sitting out for a long time. He's going to make some really good money. And guess what? Terence Crawford, he with the snack program. You know he's always in shape. You know he always looked different in his fights with the snack program. That's all I'm saying. So it's not like he's going to be waiting around not doing anything. I mean, we know Terence Crawford going to take a quick tune-up before he fight either one of those guys, and he should. Bottom line, and I'm talking about a tune-up with a fighter that we know that he can beat. Duh. But the point I'm making is it don't make a difference. It could be a three-way tournament. And guess what? We also know that Tim Tszyu, he's got a fight coming up this month. And I think he'll beat, I don't even know the guy he's fighting. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but Tim Tszyu get back in the mix. And look, throw him in there. They was already talking about Tim Tszyu fighting Terence Crawford anyway, so fans have been exposed, right, to that being in their psyche. Throw him in the mix. Now you got a four-way tournament for all the belts. Look, it don't stop there now. Landy Lara, 154. Got a title, right? Throw him in the mix. He just beat Danny Garcia in dramatic fashion. Throw him in the mix too. Hey, that's 5 fighters right there. Why not have a small little tournament? Terence Crawford, Sebastian Fundora, Errol Spence, Landy Lara, and Tim Tszyu. For all the marbles at 154. Double salute to my guy, Fort Greene Pharaoh. Peace and blessings, my brother. Salute. He is a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roller Tape Film Crew. Then I got my other guy. Double salute to him. Jeremy Austin. Another big-time supporter, just like Fort Greene on the channel. He's a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roller Tape Film Crew. All 5 of those guys fighting each other, all 5 of those fights are entertaining. You can put Landy Lara in there with Tim Tszyu. That'll be a really good fight. Terence Crawford against Tim Tszyu, really good fight. Sebastian Fundora against Crawford, good fight. Either way you slice it. Now, I'm going to have to say this. Everybody know how much I respect and love Errol Spence, but I got to keep it all the way on it. You know I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not biased at all. The weakest link out of all 5 of those fighters is Errol Spence due to his inactivity and his inexperience in the 154-pound division. Because all of those guys have experience and they have been more active than Errol Spence. And I have to say he has experience, including Terence Crawford, because he just fought his first fight at 154, right? So all those other 4 fighters compared to Errol Spence, They have experience, right? This is not a knock on Errol Spence, saying he's weaker than them physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. I'm talking about due to his inactivity. This will be his fourth or fifth consecutive fight where he's coming off of these long layoffs. Okay, now this time he actually did not have the long layoff because of his own issues. Just like the last time when he was about to fight Pacquiao, right? Had to go on a little layoff and then come back and fight who? Y'all remember that? Y'all don't remember who he fought when he was supposed to fight Pacquiao? The replacement, the one who beat Pacquiao. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Did he fight? I haven't seen him fight in no matter of fact. I haven't seen him fight. Oh, he did. He fought oh man, he fought damn, what's my man name? Oh man. Dang, who did he fight? Is that Mario Barrios? I think that was Mario Barrios. But anyway, my point is basically Errol Spence is going to have a tough time with any of those four other fighters. He just is. And I'll give a breakdown in a prediction or analysis, you know, at a later time between Sebastian Fundora and Spence. But, you know, the bottom line is inactivity is going to be the disadvantage that Errol Spence is going to have. Hold on one second. Yes, thank you, Fort Green Pharaoh. That's who I was talking about. Ugas. Yeah, Ugas. I was talking about Ugas. That's who Mario Barrios fought. Unfortunately, you know, that fight didn't go the whole 12 rounds. But at the same time, the layoff, the long layoffs of Errol Spence. Yes, he was in a car accident. Not just one, but two. One of them was minor, of course. The other one was extremely major. But now, of course, surgery again. He had to get the surgery when he fought when he was about to fight Manny Pacquiao. So he's had a long history of health issues that has plagued his career and basically make him take a back seat to all the other fighters in the ranks moving up and advancing. And so inactivity is going to be an issue for him fight any of those guys, including Sebastian Fundora. I'm actually concerned. I mean, it would be a really great thing if Errol Spence can go in there and win against Sebastian Fundora. But we all have to be honest and keep it all the way real and 100. That's going to be a tall glass of milk. No pun intended on that, because he is a tall guy for real, for real. That's going to be a hard task for Errol Spence to go in there and beat Sebastian Fundora. I mean, at a new weight, long layoff, and he's older. It's not like Errol Spence is in his 20s. He's in his 30s. And your body is different. Your chin is different. The older you get in boxing, the longer you stay in this game, and the older you become, the softer your chin gets. And in boxing, I'm going to teach y'all this. Your chin don't go first. A fighter's legs go first. Then the chin goes second. Because your reflexes, right, start eroding. So it would be nice, Boss Hog, it would be nice if Errol Spence can take a tune-up first. Something that I know Terence Crawford definitely going to do, which is a great idea, before he fights somebody like a Sebastian Fundora. You know what I mean? But, you know, Errol Spence, he already said it, Boss Hog. He already said it. He told us years ago, he said, I don't do tune-ups. I go straight in there and I'm fighting world champions. That's what he said, and that's what he has been doing. So I don't expect him to basically do anything different, even at the expense of defying his own counsel of his representation. He don't do tune-ups. So look, all 5 of them fighters make it into a tournament. One fighter lose, they're eliminated from the tournament. Crawford, Fundora, Spence, Lara, and Zoo for all the marbles at 154. And guess what? It prolongs the career of the guys who want to have more longevity, because all those fights are big money fights. All of them. That's just what I think from a business perspective. Now, let's get to this Beterbiev and Bivol breakdown. Now, I'm not going to hold you all too long on this. It would have been nice if Shakur Stevenson would have been on this card, because he was supposed to be the co-main event on this card. A stacked card, too. It's a very stacked, competitive card. But, of course, as we know now for a whole entire month, Shakur Stevenson injured his hand and had to undergo surgery. So, of course, that prolonged his fight. And he wasn't fighting someone who is recognizable to a lot of people or fans in the boxing community. So it's not like he was going to get in there and have a big challenge on his hands, in my opinion, talking talent-wise. But it was good for him to be a part of Matchroom, you know, in Turkey, and getting that exposure on another network like The Zone, tapping into another audience, you know, getting a little bit more money than what he probably was used to getting paid with the guaranteed contract with Top Rank. And Top Rank did a tremendous job with Shakur Stevenson's career. We just got to keep it all the way 100. They have, okay? And if you know the business of boxing, you'll know why I'm saying that. If you don't know the business of boxing, keep listening to me long enough, and I promise you, you're going to learn at least one thing that you did not know about the sport or the business of boxing that you did not know until you encountered this channel or me. And that's why I appreciate all the viewership, whether it's increasing exponentially tonight or not. Now, Beterbiev is 39 years old. And now, you know what's crazy? I be forgetting how old Beterbiev is. Because when he go in there, he just be knocking his opponents out. TKOing them, knocking them down multiple times in some of his fights. And it's hard for anybody to look at him with his physique and say, man, he almost 40? Yes, he's 39 years of age. And, of course, he's a world champion. But the thing about it is that when you see him compete, man, it don't even look like he's 39 years old. Double salute to Demetrius Sellers. Thank you for the Cash App. Thank you for your unwavering support and your contribution to the channel. As always, one of my number one day one supporters of the channel, checking in all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. And Demetrius, I don't know if you were here earlier in the live broadcast when I first started, but since I saw that you Cash at me, I will tell you this. You know, you're definitely in my thoughts and prayers. You, your friends, your family members that have been impacted by Hurricane Milton, and everybody else. I think it's like 1.8 million people have been affected by Hurricane Milton and didn't even have power, and all the things that's been going on down there is so devastating. And so you're definitely in my thoughts and my prayers. And if there's anything that you all need from me, anything I can do here on this channel, and I'm talking about extending resources now, whatever we can do, Demetrius, from Manager Marty to you, all you got to do is email me, and whatever we can do, I'm here to support. All right? And I appreciate you, as always, Demetrius, as always. She always come through for y'all boy, always. Band Up here too, right? Thought I saw a Band Up in the chat. What's up, Band Up? That's my guy. I thought I saw him in the chat as well. But yeah, man, Beterbiev, man, he 39 years old, 20 wins. and all of his 20 wins have come by way of knockout. But there's something I want to tell you all that y'all forgot. And I know you forgot about it. I know you did. That's why I'm going to remind you. Remember Beterbiev. I hate to bring this up, but y'all know I have to. Y'all remember when Beterbiev tested positive for a banned substance? Y'all remember that? Some of y'all might not remember that. Some of y'all probably forgot that. I didn't forget that. Do y'all remember that? I don't know. I don't know if y'all remember that now. Remember, he underwent vital testing now. Salute to my guy, Deem, by any means. What's up, Deem? Remember, I know that some people might have forgot this, so I'm gonna bring it back up. Remember, this is not too long ago when Beterbiev underwent vital testing. Y'all remember that, right? And he tested positive for a banned substance. Do y'all remember that? Some of y'all probably forgot about it. I didn't forget about it. So that's why I'm bringing it up now. Because that's what happened. I mean, look, don't get mad at me. I'm just telling y'all what happened. They call it a typical. That's what it was. It was dubbed as a typical finding. Thank you for your honesty, Spencer Taylor. Thank you for your honesty, Dean, for keeping it 100, saying y'all forgot about that. I appreciate that. Don't forget. You see, hey, listen, if anybody's an expert, when a fighter's performance is enhanced, y'all know I am. Now, listen, I don't know who's legal or illegal, but we need answers. I call it out. It don't matter who you are. I know when a fighter's performance is enhanced. I know it. I hate to call people out, but I don't hate to call people out when there's a whole lot of performance enhancements going on in the business and the sport of boxing. Now, it's hard to prove if it's legal or illegal, whether it's on a banned substance or not, whether or not supplements or any other type of digestive supplement is contaminated or not. We don't know. All we do know is that when you look at a fighter's performance, you hang around long enough like I do, you know when a fighter's performance is enhanced. Because all you got to do is see the nuances in the differences of their performance. Or, like I did with Caleb Plant recently, look at the back of their back. You know, I took pictures of Caleb Plant. Some of y'all forgot about this because I've been gone for a little minute, but I did a small little short video after Caleb Plant fought the guy, what's his name, Trevor? The guy, Trevor McGruffy, whatever his name is. If you go back, and that matter of fact, I should find a picture. I am going to find a picture. So what? I missed the controversial. Caleb Plant looked like he had acne on his back. Now, I'm not a medical, physician or healthcare expert. So I'm not going to diagnose the man and say it was acne on his back. But he had unusual bumps on his back when he fought the guy Trevor. After the fight, I was looking at the screen and I noticed them same bumps that Caleb Plant had on his back was them same bumps. It was them same bumps, Dean. Farid, it was them same bumps. A-Rod, it was them same bumps that Pacquiao used to have on his back. You know, when he was running through people, breaking eye sockets and knocking people out. Y'all remember that? And if you sit down and talk to Victor Conte long enough, Victor Conte will tell you, like he told everybody on the Boxing Voice, that interview that I pulled up with him. He said he believed that Pacquiao was using performance enhancement drugs illegally his whole career. But then when I say something about the snack program or this fighter or that fighter, you know they criticize me, Dean. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm gonna look for? I'm gonna look for that picture. I'm gonna get back to Arthur Beterbiev testing positive for a banned substance a few months back. I'm gonna get back to that, but I'm trying to illustrate a point here. I'm gonna get to them pictures. I'm gonna, cause you know a lot of y'all didn't see that video. You know YouTube is shadow banning me, so a lot of times my viewership is not there like it used to be and like it's supposed to be, Steve. You know, so some of y'all probably didn't see that small video I did right after the fight with Trevor, I think his name McGruffy, and Caleb Plant. Let me see if I still got that picture in here. Let me see if I still might have it in it. Come on, man. You know I still got the tape. Here you go, right here. Let me see. This it? Look at this. Oh, y'all ain't gonna even see it this way. Damn. Let me see. Bumps on his back. Hey, listen, my screen messed up. Don't tease me. I done dropped my phone like 15 times. I done dropped this phone like 15 I have a case, but I just don't like the case on it. Makes the phone feel heavier than it's supposed to when I'm, you know, moving around. But anyway, the case is on there now. Y'all see the case on there now, right? Because the line, I'm going to file an insurance claim because I got insurance on the phone to get a new phone. I just don't feel like waiting for the phone to get, I don't feel like going through the process right now because I need my phone. It's business. Now look at the bumps that's on the back of this man. Y'all see that? I took a picture right after the fight was over. What's up? What's up? Salute. Mr. Greg Quarterbomb. What's up, big dog? I took a picture right after the fight was over. Took a picture of the screen. Look all them back. Look all them bumps on that man's back. I'm not a medical expert. I don't know if it's acne or not. But I haven't seen people in their 30s all of a sudden get acne. Because those bumps wasn't on his back before. But you see that? Go on, look at it. Don't get mad at me. He with the SNAP program in Victor Conti. You know, the guy that Devin Haney get his performance enhancements from. Him. The guy Terence Crawford get his performance enhancements from. Him. The guy Victor Conti, the one, a Dean. You know Victor Conti still owe me a couple dollars. He still owe me some money. All right? I'm going to leave that alone because this ain't got nothing to do with the show. But look at that. Look at that. Let me turn this back on. Huh? Come on, turn the phone back over. All right, well, we'll show them this way. We're going to show the people regardless. Here you go. Bam. Let me show y'all again. Look at that. Huh? I don't know what that is, brother. Listen, we got to keep it real. I'm not saying the man's using steroids. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that's one of the symptoms, you know, acne on the back and on the face. I don't know if that's, I'm not here to accuse anybody. I'm not, let me say this, because you know, lawsuits is just starting to happen all over boxing now. You can file a lawsuit against another professional fighter if y'all fight in the ring and call it battery, like Devin Haney doing. So I don't want to, hey, listen now. I'm just telling y'all what the side effects are. I don't know. I'm just saying that looked suspicious when I saw it. And I took a picture right after the fight. So the fight was like, go on, look at it. Yeah, go on, look at it. I know some of y'all like Terence Crawford and Devin Haney, but they on a snack program. And you know their performances is being enhanced when they fight. And so is Caleb Plants. But look at the acne on his back. Don't get mad at me. See, I'm saying what some of these other people saying off of the cameras. That's all it is. Go on, look at it. Look at it again. Yep. Hey, I'm just calling it out. So all I'm saying is Arthur Beterbiev. We can't forget he tested positive for a banned substance. Now, I'm going to show y'all Caleb Plant. I'm going to show you all Caleb Plant's back again because I know somebody in the back is going to miss it. I'm going to show you again, Spencer. Look at, hold on now. You see it, Spencer? There you go. Now I'm going to show you the back of Manny Pacquiao. And y'all tell me if this don't, because I had to pull this back up. Let me see some, let me see. This Manny Pacquiao back. Let's look at his back. Yeah. Let's look at his back when he fought Mayweather. Go on, look at it. Yeah, look at that on his back. Huh? Hey, Victor Conti said the man was on steroids his whole career. I didn't, but y'all didn't criticize him, so don't try to come and criticize. Well, you can criticize me, but I'm going to stand 10 toes down. I'm going to show y'all Pacquiao back again, and I can pull up some more pictures of Pacquiao's back. I'm not a back stalker. I'm just showing y'all the evidence. This Pacquiao again. Look, go on, look at it. Don't get mad at me. Yeah, that Pacquiao. This is back again right here. Yeah, look. Yeah, we got this too. Hold on. This Pacquiao back again. Look. This is a different fight. Go on, look at that acne back there. Huh? All right, I don't know if it's acne. But come on, go look at Pacquiao's career, his whole career. His back ain't look like that every fight. Come on, man, stop playing, man. So all I'm saying is this. And the typical finding was involved in the testing results of Arthur Beterbiev, and some of y'all forgot about that. I didn't. Remember, he had high levels of HGH, which is known as human growth hormone. Y'all know it's on the banned substance list. That's all I'm saying. Did he get suspended for that? No. But there wasn't a typical finding in his blood and his urine for HGH. And some of y'all forgot about that. And that's okay. That's why we're here, so I can remind you all. My guy, Michael Dangerfield, double salute to you, Mike. He's a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roller Tape Film Crew. Good to see you again, Mr. Dangerfield. So that's all I'm saying. Look, this happened in the beginning of 2024. Y'all remember this? I did a video and did a live on it. This is beginning of the year. And this is right around the time where Victor Contiac came on this channel. Y'all remember that? Not once, but twice. Now, granted, there's no evidence that Arthur Beterbiev is down with Victor Conti or the snack program. I'm not saying he is. I'm just telling y'all what we know as facts. Double salute to Lormingo. Thank you for your contribution to the channel through your super sticker. Appreciate your support. But all I'm saying is, at 39 years old, Beterbiev body and his physique, I'm a little bit suspicious of it. Hey, I'm not saying the man's dirty, but I ain't saying he clean. All I'm telling y'all is what I see in my observation. That's all. Don't get mad at me. Now he's going up against Bivol. We know Bivol, 33 years old. His record stands at 23 wins, no losses, and 12 of those wins have come by way of knockout. Both of these guys are undefeated. All the belts, light heavyweight, is on the line. Unification bout. Unification bout. These are the fights that we want to see in boxing now. Undefeated versus undefeated, like they used to do back in the older days in boxing. Your belt versus my belt. You got all the belts, this fighter has none. Winner takes all. These are the fights we want to see. And I have to break it down the way I have to break it down this evening. I promise y'all I'm going to let y'all go. Beterbiev only fought past 10 rounds one time in his whole professional career. Go look at his last 3, 4, 5 fights. He hasn't fought a full 12 rounds. He was scheduled to fight for 12 rounds. But he doesn't have the experience of fighting 4 12-round fights. He did one time. One time. He went past 10 rounds. One time. And that's going to play into the hands of Bivol. If Bivol goes in this fight and outbox the much stronger, heavy-handed Beterbiev, take him downstairs to the basement, meaning throw a lot of body punches and land them. Take him to deep waters and drown him. You might hear the words, "And the new Because all Bivol has to do is use his reach, his extremely good footwork. I really like Bivol. The young man is special. Well, older man. He's not in his early 20s. But the man is special. I mean, there's not too many people that can say that they outboxed or even beat Canelo Alvarez. There's only one person besides Bivol that can say that they actually defeated Canelo Alvarez. And in decisive fashion, too. And that's the great Floyd Mayweather. Bivol, he did that. But Bivol has the experience. 55% of his fights have gone the distance. So it's not about just having power and knocking people out. But that experience is another feather in the cap of Bivol and another advantage that he can use to neutralize the power of Beterbiev. Because he has the experience. He has the endurance. He has the conditioning. He has the boxing skills to compete and fight for a full 12 rounds. We don't know how much Beterbiev got in his gas tank unless his performance is enhanced. We don't know. Now, I don't know if that's legal or illegal when I say performance is enhanced. All I'm saying is we don't know. Does he keep that same pace? Is he able to maintain that same aggression after 6 rounds? After 7 rounds? You saw when Muhammad Ali created the rope-a-dope. George Foreman was a powerful puncher. But Ali knew that George Foreman did not have the experience or the conditioning to go past a certain amount of rounds because he didn't have the experience. Because he was knocking everybody out. And what did Ali do? He basically let George Foreman punch himself out. Took him into deep waters and then drowned him. And I'm not saying that Bivol need to stay on the ropes like Ali did. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, though, is to take a page out of that book and frustrate Beterbiev. Make him miss, make him pay. Boxing 101. Use boxing fundamentals. And Bivol has been hit a couple of times. Look at his last fight. I mean, the guy really, it seemed like to me, I'm going to keep it 100. It seemed like to me the guy just came to get the paycheck. But as I kept watching the fight, I saw Bivol take some punches. But I also saw Bivol do a great job with his body attack. He mixed up his punches, up, down, up. Use good footwork, in and out. I really like his boxing acumen. I do. And I think that if he just stick to his game plan and not try to go in there and bang it out with Beterbiev and trying to prove that he's going to stand and fight and trade with him, he might win this fight. But then again, if Beterbiev hit Bivol, because he's never been hit by somebody with that much power. Now, I know that Bivol, or Bivol, I call him Bivol, but Bivol, I know he fought Pascal. But we always got to keep it 100 on this channel and be honest. Pascal, his performance was enhanced too. And remember, he failed his drug test, right? Remember that? Oh, okay. For performance enhancement drugs, right? Illegal substance, right? Oh, okay. That's all I'm saying. Somebody just shouted me out. Mark Anderson, my guy. Double salute to you. All the way from Milwaukee. I told y'all people from all across the country in America, in the world, support this channel. And I love talking about boxing. So all I'm saying is that all Bivol got to do is use basic boxing fundamentals and hang in there. And listen, I'm going to tell you like this. A lot of fighters get prideful when they get hit. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of holding. And I'm not talking about excessive holding like Devin Haney did, which we still trying to figure out why. And I love the referee. Y'all know I'm cool with the referee. Harvey Dock, that's my guy. But I don't try to figure out how he let that slide. Anyway, that's another topic for, well, I already covered that topic, right? And I have no problem covering it again. All I'm saying is when Bivol get hit and he gets stunned, don't trade with him. Go on and grab him a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. But all I'm saying is Bivol got enough to beat Beterbiev. He has all of the tools in his toolbox. But then again, sometimes, let me reframe that. All the time, it only takes one punch in boxing. And look, we don't know if Beterbiev can take a punch either. Because it could be the accumulation of punches. A fighter might be in there with somebody that don't have a huge knockout ratio, right? But the accumulation of punches can hurt a fighter like they did, like those punches did George Foreman when he fought Ali. Ali wasn't a one-punch knockout artist, right? George Foreman was and has always been. But the accumulation of punches included with the elements of fatigue and frustration, right? And being a one or two trick pony can backfire. So we don't know if Beterbiev can take the accumulation of punches, not just to the head, but to the body. Because Bivol know how to attack the body. Get on the inside and then jump back out. So I believe this is going to be a very competitive fight tomorrow night. But I also believe that it could go either way. And I also believe that it should be some form of consistent testing, drug protocol testing in this fight. Given Beterbiev's history, that's all I'm saying. I got Bivol winning this fight. And I don't think it's going to be a controversial win. And I believe that Bivol has enough to be undisputed as light heavyweight, because I don't know too many people that can beat him. Now I know I know people looking at Beterbiev versus Morrell. We'll talk about that at a later time. But the guy got skills. We'll see. I'm not going to sit up here and say that Beterbiev can take all of those punches. He might not. And guess what? His chin might be suspect. We don't know. But we're going to find out tomorrow night. The return of Chris Eubank Jr., he's on that card. But I'm really interested in seeing how this fight's going to play out. Beterbiev and Bivol. That's my breakdown, my analysis of the fight. You know what? I'm doing way too much talking. Man, don't take my word for it.